Hey, happy Monday. We got NFL Week 3 to recap, some NCAA football news, some baseball news, some basketball news, some news, and there's a lot of news. Let's go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Monday, September 27th, 2021, and this is episode number 300. I didn't look. 339 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. As always, Barry on Deck brought to you by the AP Law Group. If you have been injured in an accident, make sure you call them 713-913-GO-AP or log on to aplawgroup.com. Don't get bullied by the insurance companies. Get the AP Law Group. Big firm results, small firm attention. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Oh, gosh, I had to sneeze right off the rip. It's a mess. I'm everywhere right now, folks. Oh, God, what happened? Just right when the show starts, just a big old sneeze right off the rip. It's allergies, not COVID. That's the big thing everybody says. That's the big everybody out there, no matter what they do. Oh, it's allergies. Okay. You just shit your pants. That's not allergies. Hey, welcome to the program. I saw, as I was getting prepared, I kind of perused the chat to see what the chitter chatter is about. Not a COVID sneeze. What the chitter chatter is about. What the goings on amongst the deckheads is. And I happen to find a chitter chatter message, a chat, where Francisco says he's walking around in the grocery store with his phone. Is it on speaker? That'll be interesting. I guess I can't curse. Okay, this is going to be interesting, Francisco. It's going to be interesting indeed. We have a lot to get to, a lot of sports as we did last Monday. I kind of enjoyed it. It was very sportsy, but nothing wrong with that. But we went through NFL Week 2. We're going to do that again. NFL Week 3 interview, talk about the games. Some I watched, some I was unable to watch, but we'll still recap a little bit and discuss it. Monday Night Football preview, big one going down. Division rivals. Eagles, Cowboys, we'll talk about that. AP poll is out, and as predicted, I would like to point out that I predicted this prior to the beginning of the season. And in fact, where they sit right now is where they will end up. But I said that the Aggies would tumble, as they always do. So let's just see. But we got more to talk about. The Heisman race is getting interesting as well. We got to talk about that. Some Deshaun Watson news. Just a plethora of sports topics to talk about. But as we always do, we always start this show with the greatest deckhead in the history of the world, at least for the next 2 hours, and that is none other than Shelby. Shelbster's out here killing the game. Everybody's accusing her of being a hacker. Shelby's a hacker or some shit. No, she's just ready to go. She says, I do it for the deckheads. Yeah, Shelby's out here representing for the deckheads. Shelby first in the chat, first with the super chat, first like Triple Crown. Jeff Bell, put it down, put it in the books. Open the Triple Crown leather bound ledger. And on this day, the 27th of September, 2021, I need you to write Shelbster's name in the ledger, because she has done it again, my friends. The greatest deckhead in the history of the world for 2 hours, and then it's Back to just regular ass Shelby. A lot of folks showed up early, though. Thank you to John Dory and Cisco and Mr. 1%, Chris Reyes and TDP, who I got to see this weekend. And Wallace, what's up, dude? Aaron is here, and John. I got John already. You don't get 2 shout-outs, John Dory. Sit down. Steven, the weather guy, is here. Terrence and Jared and Uriel Villanueva. The gang's all here. Rest of this chat. Who else is here? Crystal, what's up, girl? I think Barry sends Shelby a text message with a secret. That's that shit. That's that. You guys said the same thing about House. Huh? Speaking of, what's up, House? What's up, Walt? What's up, VB, D Mata, Justin Swinford, Joe Pro? Thank you for the reminder to tweet the show out. I absolutely nailed it because of you. Thank you very much, buddy. Who else is here? Ray, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. G-Man, what's up, dog? Rudolph, how are you, buddy? Thank you for the message of the century. Got to keep that going. Sanitize, wash hands, social distance. Who else is in the chat? Jay Gomez, what's up, dude? What it do, Screw? How are you, buddy? Hi, Jen. How are you, sweetie? Tony the Handsome. Look at you. Tony the Handsome showing up. Justin Count, what's up, dude? Your Steelers are garbage, trash. And I wanted to believe in them, too, because I love Mike Tomlin. Big Ben is 1,000 years. Big Ben looks as old as actual Big Ben and as stoic. I think the actual clock Big Ben has a better 40 time now than the human Big Ben. It's pretty bad. What's up, CC? How are you, girl? Who else is here? I'm looking through. Robert Lex Beer, what's up, man? It was good to see you this weekend. P. Jones, what's up? What it do? KD, how are you, man? Notes, what's up, homie? How are you, Noakes? Good to see you. Who else? The man tripped over himself. It was pretty sad. It was pretty dang sad. That's a good one. Crystal says, is there a BOD shirt with sanitize, wash hands, social distance? No, but there should be, Crystal. I should write that down. I gotta give, yeah. Do I have to pay royalties, though? I'm not paying royalties. Fuck it. I'm not doing that. Hey, there is a shirt. I don't suggest you go buy these yet because I'm not done. I mean, you totes can. But you guys requested a Barry on deck. First, like Alan had asked, and several others of you asked on the Discord for Barry on deck breast cancer awareness shirts for October. Pink. You wanted the logo, you wanted the shirts. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to share this with you, and I will warn you, if you jump the gun and buy these shirts right now, the color may not match what you buy. So proceed at your own risk. Barry just copyrighted that. No, I didn't. I wouldn't do that. That's Rudolph's. That's why I'm saying I'm not paying him a goddamn commission. I'll tell you that much. Here's the, hold on. Let me see. Let me get this up here. Nope. I hate this. Boy, I love this software. Hate this software. Zoom out. So you'll see on the Barry on Deck website under merch, there is a Barry on Deck breast cancer awareness shirt. Now, here's what I'm struggling with right now. The shirt is there. I will be purchasing, or I will be donating, I should say. Not purchasing, but donating $5 from every shirt. It's a little more expensive than the normal Barry on Deck shirt, but that's okay. That's because the money will be going to a charity. Now, here's the deal. The extra $5. So $5 from every shirt I sell is going to go directly to a breast cancer awareness charity. I don't know what the pink is actually going to be just yet. All right. So there is a white one. If you so choose white, there is a pink one, but that pink may not be the pink. Okay. There will be a pink, but there won't be that pink. Shelby says, can I get an extra small? I mean, Shelby, for you, I'll make the exception. But I don't even know how to find an extra small, to be honest with you. Are you wanting a kid's, Shelby? Because, I mean, all I can do is buy small through 3X. That's pretty much what I get. So, that's pretty much the range. Small through 3X, you got pink and white. But like I said, that pink, it may be a little lighter. It may be a little darker. I'm still working on that. These are up now, and if you want to, whatever pink whatever pink you want to get there, just go to barryondeck.com, the actual website, click on merch or shop at the top, and they're right there. So, but yeah, Shelby, message me what you're interested in, and I'll see if I can make that happen. I don't want to end up doing a lot of one-offs, but for you, Shelby, for you, anything. For the rest of you, got to get that many triple crowns. Hey, before we get into NFL Week 3 preview, a couple things I want to say. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that came out to the show Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Yes, it was Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? I don't even remember now. Was it Friday night? It was Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. Oh, my God. September 25th. Yeah, Saturday. But the Deckheads / Riot Squad showed up and showed out. We had a lot of folks come to the show that I did in conjunction with the Hop Scholar up here in Spring, Texas. We sold out, which was amazing. I was very excited about that. But John Westling closed it out and murdered. Andy Huggins murdered. Kate Vance murdered. I did all right. But it was a fun show. And thank you to Celio brought a friend. Robert Likes Beer brought some friends. Truck driver Pookie brought the missus. So Mrs. Pookie, Mrs. Truck Driver, Mrs. Pookie, probably Mrs. We'll just go Mrs. Pookie. Matt Poche brought a friend. House showed. It was outstanding. It was good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming out and supporting. I got to meet some other fans that it was cool. There was a couple that came that was like, we saw you open for John Witherspoon at the Houston Improv. And when we saw the flyer, we live in Conroe, we were like, let's go. So that was kind of cool. That was neat. That was dope. So, keep supporting. We're going to do it again in January. So if you missed your opportunity, we're going to do it again. Now, I do have a show coming up at the Citadel, on Saturday. And I will have more information for you on that. Check my Twitter, check my Facebook and all that. But that one's, it's not close to a sellout, but that's the one I'm doing with Christopher Hart where we sold like 200 tickets in the first 24 hours, and there's only 400. So I don't know what sales have been like since then, but if you want to come to that show is an absolute banger of a show. In fact, let me see here. I'm not very good with the links and stuff on here. Joe Pro said, feels good when the first show at a new venue sells out, right? Yeah, pretty amazing. Now, fortunately, it was only 62 that we had to sell. So, the pressure wasn't quite as much as the Citadel show where there's a few more tickets to sell there. You know what I'm saying? That's a few more to sell. But just the fact that we did it and we were able to sell it out, yeah, I felt absolutely amazing. The support was amazing. Here you go. Here's the info for this weekend's show. Let me pull this up here, folks. Sorry. It's always nice when you have a producer, but when you don't, you do what you can. Here we go. Oh. Or not. Or fucking not. What is happening right now? I swear there's so many new formats on the internet for pictures and stuff that it won't allow. Here you go. Here's this weekend's information. So go to whiskeyandlaughs.com for the tickets. I know, CC, I'm sad you can't go as well. But this show, I'm telling you guys, trust me when I tell you, I think I may have booked show of the year. Now, not that last Saturday's show was amazing with Andy and myself and John, but you are legitimately getting 5 headliners. There's no features on here. There's no, myself, Suntran, Keisha Hunt, Andy Huggins, Alan Adams. Right now, let me tell you about this show. This is how crazy this is. So you know me, right? Suntran writes for Barry on Sports Houston Sports Show. Dude's a headliner. Andy Huggins is an absolute legend. Name on the wall at the Comedy Store. America's Got Talent, open for Jeff Foxworthy, like one of the original Texas Outlaw comics with Bill Hicks and Ron Schock. And this dude, his pedigree is unrivaled and unmatched anywhere around. He's on the show. And then you've got Keisha Hunt, who's out here touring with some of the biggest names in the business. And I promise you, if you don't know or have never seen Keisha Hunt, it's you're going to be like, wow, she stole the show. I promise you that. And then Alan Adams is now out here, my buddy, who's done Barry on Deck before. He's touring with Corey Holcomb. Yeah, he had opened for Corey Holcomb at the Houston Improv, and Corey's like, dude, you're so funny. I want to take you on the road with me. So now Alan, I snuck him in between tour dates to come and do this show. You guys, this show is a banger. A banger of a show. Do not miss this. Go get tickets. Go to whiskeyandlaughs.com. I promise you, you're going to be highly entertained. Now, here's the other cool part about it. It's a little more than normal for a comedy show at $35. Usually, comedy shows are $20 to $25. But here's the thing. Number one, there's no 2-item minimum. So a lot of times when you go to a comedy club, you got to pay a 2-item minimum. You got to buy 2 drinks, 2 food, whatever. There's none of that. You just show up, you pay the $35, you can leave, drink water. You don't have to buy a thing. The other thing is it's first come, first serve, but Christopher Hart is doing a vintage whiskey pour. And he's got specific bottles that are going to be available. A 2021 Prideful Goat 15-year Kentucky Bourbon, a 2002 Russell's Reserve, a 1996 15-year Anderson Club, an 89 Kentucky Prince, an 88 Old Taylor 6-year-old, a 78 Wild Turkey 101 8-year-old bourbon, and a 75 Medley bourbon. Some of these pours can go up to $150 to $200 for one little swig, one little shot. And that's going to be included in your $35. So if you are a whiskey lover and a whiskey connoisseur, get the tickets now and then make sure you are there early so you do not miss out on your opportunity to get a pour. I promise you. Walt knows. Walt has seen Keisha Hunt. He said Keisha is ridiculously funny. This is a great lineup. I dare say I've put together show of the year, local show of the year, at least in the city of Houston. I mean, I know we had Louis C.K. and stuff roll through. But this is show of the year. I'm telling you, this show, it's going to be amazing. This is just killer. So go get those tickets, whiskeyandlaughs.com, and I will see you guys Saturday. Saturday, October 2nd at the Citadel off of Kirby. Doors at 6, show at 7. It's going to be dope. Now, I got some more house cleaning to do before we get rolling into the rest of this show. Real quick, everybody speaking of whiskey, everybody get your shot glasses out. Now, yeah, Wild Turkey, gobble, gobble. 78. Is that any good? Now, I was sent tequila for this, but I'm going to stick with my Jamie. But I do appreciate that, D-Mata. But I'm going to stick with the Jameson. Also, thank you for the care package, D-Mata. Very much appreciated. Right now, though, deckheads, I need you all to get your drinks. Now, listen, in the past, we do this, and yeah, you guys are okay. I'm serious this time. This is one of the specialist of special birthdays for deckheads. All right, this is not D-Mata's birthday. This is way better. I need y'all to stop, grab your drinks, and help me wish my guy Dylan a happy 18th birthday. Yo, Dylan, buddy. Love you to death, my friend. Thank you for rocking with me. Thanks for being awesome, dude. Congratulations on your 18th birthday. Becoming a man. Happy birthday, buddy. This shot's for you. Dylan Mata, you guys. Wish him a happy birthday in the chat. Let's show him some love. Let's go, fam. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Cheers, Dylan. Oh, that's smooth. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Oh, boy. Dylan, buddy. Happy birthday to you, my friend. 18 years old. I remember when I turned 18. Felt like just yesterday I was 17. All right, that was stupid. I apologize, probably. I promise the jokes are better than that I'll do on Saturday. I promise. What else? Dylan. And by the way, D-Mata, again, thank you for the care package. D-Mata sent over some tequila, and he sent me my very own Bubba Fett. And he sent $20, which was unnecessary, D-Mata, but he said hadn't sent a $5 Friday in a while, so he just sent that over, which was very kind of you. Thank you for that. Also got a new care package from Alan and Kathy Denson. They sent over a couple more bottles. I have no more room for bottles. So here's the thing. I have no more room for bottles, and I have no more room for action figures up top. Okay? In fact, this is no lie. I've got too many bobbleheads. You can see all this is bottles. These are the light up bottles. Plus there's other bottles in the back. I now have these bottles. And then I have these bottles up here that I actually drink from. And this one goes in the back as well. Nora walked in. No lie, this weekend. She looks back here and she goes, This is too cluttered. It doesn't look good. We need to clean up your set. And Mama has spoken. So I am like, okay, we'll clean. What are we getting rid of? She was like, first of all, we're getting rid of all of these books. I was like, okay. She was like, and then the albums. I was like, okay, what are we going to put over there? She's like, I don't know yet, but it's starting to look like a garage sale or a flea market. I was like, woman. Yeah, Marty, that's what I said. So I was like, should we just start drinking right now? She was like, why do you have this slate right here? I was like, I don't know. She's like, that slate needs to go. These books need to go. I mean, she started tearing it up. I was like, okay. I do think I want to light it up more back there. So we'll see. But yeah, she's already wrecking shop. So I'm getting in trouble. Crystal said time for a garage sale. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. I might, maybe I'll do something like that where maybe this month or next month or whatever, I could put some of this stuff up for sale or auction and we could raise money for a charity. Maybe we'll do that. Something like that. That'd be kind of cool, right? Or not. Maybe not. No, not party at Barry's house, Marty. We ain't partying over here. All right. I think that's it. Upcoming vintage show. Thank you guys for coming out to the last show. It's Dylan Mata's birthday. That's it. Yeah. And thank you for the care packages to Alan and D Mata. Appreciate that from both of you guys. And I think I saw Alan said the crown is Wesling's. Okay. Got it. I will give him that for sure. In fact, what I'm going to do, if that's the case, that makes life a little easier. I might replace one of these. Well, it won't match though. See, I got to figure it out. You guys are making things complicated for me. Yeah, I could do that. I could donate it to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's a good idea, Crystal. Maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know. All right, let's talk NFL. Actually, let's talk sports headlines. I've got your sports headlines for the day. Quite a few and some really interesting. A lot of these headlines. Justin said, "I'll bring the weed." I can add that to the charity garage sale. Okay, no, we're not going to start selling weed. That's illegal, Justin Swinford. Oh, you didn't mean sell. I'm sorry. He just said, "I'll bring the weed to the garage sale." Okay, I thought you meant we were going to sell weed at the garage sale. No. No, we're not. And then I got some shit to add to the charity garage sale. Oh, that would be dope. That would be dope indeed. Yes, sir. Hey, I got one at a time, John. One at a time. Okay? I didn't promote October 2nd while I was promoting September 25. I'm not going to promote October 6th while I'm promoting October 2nd. Calm down, Westling. I got this. All right? We definitely sell weed to do it. No. We're not selling weed on this show. That is illegal. God damn it. All right. Here's your sports headlines. Here's your sports headlines. Now, a lot of these actually could have been standalone stories that we could have spent time talking about. No lie. But the Carolina Panthers have gone out and acquired C.J. Henderson from the Jacksonville Jags. Carolina definitely a man or two down in the secondary, needing some help at the position. So they turn to the worst team in the league for help, which doesn't make sense, but okay. But they go out and get C.J. Henderson. And it says the actual blurb or the headline says Carolina Panthers on Monday acquired cornerback C.J. Henderson and a 5th-round pick from the Jacksonville Jags for tight end Dan Arnold and a 3rd-round pick. The teams announced it. It is done. J.C. Horn is out for an extended period of time for the Panthers, and that was their 1st-round pick, so they need some help. And I think they maybe feel like they're relevant, I guess. You think that they're like, well, we still got a chance here. We're still in it, guys. We're 3-0. I mean, look, true. They are 3-0. They played the Jets, the Saints, and the Texans. This isn't a murderer's row schedule that the Panthers have played so far. And, we talked about the Texans being fool's gold when that win over Jacksonville. And then they go out and lose to the Panthers. Here's the thing. I'm looking at their team stats, right? Their team rankings. And again, you've got to take into account who they've played. But the Panthers, as far as yards allowed, sacks, I mean, this is a good defense. That is 100% fact. But also, they've played some pretty bad offenses. at least for a half against the Texans. The Saints, I don't know what happened there. They shut them down and looked good. It is a good, dominant defense. Points per game, they're giving up 10. Second only to Denver in the NFL. We'll see what happens with the Panthers. They're going to get tested. They've got the Cowboys next, and then the Eagles, and then the Vikings have played. They're better than I think that their record reflects in some respects. Giants, Falcons, Patriots. Cardinals, Washington football team, the Dolphins, the Falcons, the Bills, the Bucks, Saints, and Bucks. Panthers could end the opposite of the way they started. They could go 0-4 down the stretch. They could go 0-4 down the. I mean, the Bills, Bucks, Saints, Bucks. They could absolutely lose all four of those. So, but yeah, they make the move and add some depth to that defense that now all of a sudden needs it. Sources are saying that. Hold on, where's my damn? What the hell is going on over here? Josh. My computer's acting like a weirdo. Oh, by the way, I saw somebody ask this. Do we have a weather report today? So we do. Uzi did a great weather report. The problem is, what? Just watch. Watch this. This should be your commercial break today. But apparently when I exported the video, something weird happened. Watch this. Watch. Check this out. Look. I'm not going to break, by the way. Just check.
Hey Deckhead, Steven Usick, aka Steven Weather Guy here with your BiffNet forecast update. Well, that was a nice taste of fall we had last week.
I don't know what happened. When I exported it, that's how it came out. I was like, burr, 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 burr. It was like the remix of the weather report. So we'll have to do weather tomorrow. There will be no weather report today. Just some generic ass beats in the background. I broke it. Shut up, Katie. I didn't break it. It just kind of got remixed. Drop that beat. Bang, 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 bang. All right, that's a little much. Let's get back to our headlines. Fuck no, that's not the headlines. 49ers quarterback Josh Norman sent to the hospital with bruised lungs. That can't be good. Suffered in the game against Green Bay. He was spent the night in the hospital after the game. Still in the hospital this morning receiving diagnosis and treatment. But yeah, it's never good. It was moments after he had caused Packers running back Aaron Jones to fumble the ball. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Josh Norman hospitalized with bruised lungs. Kyrie Irving missed media day. And the reason he missed media day, New York's vaccine protocols. Kyrie's going to be a problem this year. Anybody else getting that feeling? Anybody else feeling like Kyrie's got his own set of beliefs and issues, and he did not attend the media day at the Barclays Center. He declined to discuss his vaccination status, but because of New York's COVID-19 protocols, he was unable to attend. And if you're unaware, in the article, it says last month, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio issued an executive order that required New York's resident pro athletes that practice or play indoors to show proof of at least one vaccine shot. That's kind of interesting. We'll see how that plays out throughout the year. But Kyrie's got his beliefs. Kyrie doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's just going to go away like, well, okay. Oh, what does it say? He did a virtual chat, and let's just say it did not go well at all. Oh, I didn't see that. Crystal said Kyrie lives on Neptune. I would love to see that. What happened, KD? I would love to know what happened with his. Yeah, that's fact. That's a fact. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Everybody knows the same. Kyrie is always a problem. No, Celio, vaccine or no vaccine, dude's a problem. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I don't know. No. I mean, I could give you the weather, raggedy ass. If it rains, blame Laminac. Screw you, Total Dallas, because I can just pop this up and be like, here you go. On today's, thank you, courtesy of our I could do that. There's your rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right? Now shut the fuck up. That wasn't clean. That was dirty. I apologize, Lord. Can we get through these headlines? Can you guys get so we can talk NFL Week 3? Damn it! The Philadelphia 76ers has confirmed that Ben Simmons won't report to camp. This is not news. This is not breaking news. This is not Irma Gerd. What? I wasn't expecting this. We all kind of knew this. Ben Simmons equals Deshaun Watson, save for the 22 sexual misconduct allegations. But, yeah, we kind of knew he's done. He's out. He doesn't want to be there. Can't make a man be there if you don't want to be there. So Ben Simmons gone, not reporting to camp. And everybody kind of knew that. Zion Williams had foot surgery. Pelicans expect him for the opener. Did I say Williams? Williamson. I don't know why I've always struggled with Williams versus Williamson for that dude. It's one of those things you get these, and I found out. I was talking to Rachel on Houston Sports Show the other day, and she was like, I always pronounce this name wrong, and I don't know why. And like, it was one of those names where I'm like, that's so easy. But if you do this as a job, like if your business is sports talk, whether it be on TV, by the way, make sure you check out Houston Sports Show every Saturday, 10 p.m. CW39 here in Houston. Whether it be YouTube, make sure you check out Barry on Deck. Part of Barry is Funny. YouTube. Make sure you check out Sports Riot Live, twitch.tv/Sports Riot Live. Okay, all that. But you get names in your head that you fuck up, that you mispronounce, that you say wrong. Noakes said, love game day, OJ. That's my homie. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I got to co-host. Not bragging. A little bit of bragging. But for the first time in my life, for the first time in my career, I got to co-host a TV show. It was pretty dope. I got to co-host with Game Day OJ on Houston Sports Show. I was the one mic, like the driver. Hey, welcome to the show. I don't do that stuff. So it was pretty dope and enjoyed it. And if you like to laugh and enjoy sports, you probably do because of this show. Check us out on CW39. I think you'll like what you see in here. Nonetheless, Zion Williamson underwent off-season surgery on his broken foot. They are optimistic over there in New Orleans that he'll be ready for the opener. I saw our guy Andrew Clay say this on Twitter, and it was the kind of the first thing I thought when I saw that Zion having this foot surgery. It's not Yao Ming all over again, but Andrew said, boy, big man and foot problems, the bane of existence in the NBA. And it's kind of true. You get worried. You get worried that, man, what if this is a pattern with him? When he first came into the league, when he was first drafted, we talked about the weight. Everybody was like, well, he's got to slim down. He's a big man. You don't want to be a fat man. Just be a big man. Be a tall man, not a big man, right? It's starting to prove that. At least the Chiefs already have replacement for Reed. Andy Reid? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I don't get it, VB. I don't get it. Hey, I appreciate that, Notes. Thank you. He said y'all are good together. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Anyways, Pell's a little worried about Zion. And your other headlines, finishing these up so we can get to NFL Week 3. Andy Reid out of the hospital. And I saw conflicting stories. What have you heard, deckheads? Because one story I saw was like, oh, he had heart palpitations. And I was like, okay, that seems pretty on brand with Andy Reid. I feel like Andy Reid would have heart palpitations. It seems about right. But then I saw a thing that was like Andy Reid is dehydrated. And I was like, okay. Look at you, VB. No doubt. This article on ESPN says Reid has been released from the hospital. Team expects him back at work later Monday or Tuesday. Reid will not participate in his usual Monday news conference. He's in great spirits. And he was treated for dehydration That's according to the latest article I've seen on ESPN from Adam Teacher? I don't know how to pronounce this name. I always assume names are different than what they are. I don't know why. I'm like, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I'm going to say this wrong. And then I'm going to have to listen to 1,000 people in the chat and online and on Twitter and on whatever. On the radio, it was the worst. But this is the dude's name. Let me copy and paste this. This is the dude's name. How do I add text easy? There's just no easy way to add text in this fucking thing. Excuse my language. There really isn't an easy way. Man, on Ecamm Live, when we do Sports Riot, man, I can just throw up some text. It's no big deal. I can just pop it up. Easy peasy. Good to go. See, if I cut to this right now, it takes up the whole screen. If I put this as a, there we go. Well, at least see, how do you pronounce that? Also, that looks like shit. That shouldn't be there like that. Right? Move this around. How do you pronounce that name? Adam Teacher? Teacher? See, I'd be like Teacher. Teacher, Teacher, Teacher. I can come up with 15 different ways to pronounce some simple ass name. That's just me, though. Mark said, I went to the hospital a few years ago after passing out from dehydration. Thycher? It's not Thycher. Thycher? Stop it. That's right, Shelby. You tell them. You hit that thumbs up, people. You hit it right now, and then hit subscribe, and then turn on notifications. Hey, Donna, my sweet Donna, how are you? Joe Pro said, my Cajun ass would have said Taishay. I mean, a little bit, right? That kind of looks like Taishay. Little bit. Taishay. That's so great. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Taishay. Oh, man. See, there's like 15 different ways you can say this dude's name. Teacher, Teacher, T-shirt, Taisher, Taishay. We got Tiker, see? Tiker is another one. Thigh cheer. I don't know what Crystal's smoking, where she got a thigh out of the beginning of that, but okay. Amos said, and definitely looks like he likes all he drinks is whiskey and coffee. Who, that dude? Or Joe Pro? You talking about Joe Pro or actual Adam Teacher, T-shirt, Teicher? I was trying to get his picture. No, he looks... I'm not going to say what he looks like. That'll get me in trouble. I'm not going to be that guy. Not going to catch me slipping, folks. Not going to get me in trouble. This show gets so off the rails. Okay, back to the headlines. Ole Miss has been an issue. They're playing Bama coming up. And they have surprised a lot of folks. They are playing in fact, we're going to go over the AP Top 25 later in the show. But right now, Ole Miss seems to have surprised people. A lot of folks are real high on the way they've played. And let me tell you, this resume right now, boy, oh boy, does it look good. They have beaten Louisville 43-24. They beat Appalachian State 54-17, and they beat Tulane 61-21. Okay. And, well, the big hype now is that everybody's expecting not just Ole Miss to put up a fight, but Matt Corral is now a Heisman Trophy betting favorite over Alabama's Bryce Young. headed into the matchup. In fact, it says Corral could be found at 50-1 to win the Heisman at some sports books, but his odds have improved significantly during the 3-0 start. He is, let's see, Corral is the favorite at the sports books with plus 160, Bryce Young being a plus 200. And you can say, well, who is Bama beat? Well, they beat 14 Miami. They beat number 11 Florida. And you can talk shit about this Mercer win in between. But they've already played two ranked opponents and beat them 31-29. Looked bad against Florida. Florida, for what it's worth, I guess, Florida could have absolutely beat Bama in that game. Now, does that mean Bama's bad? No, it just means Florida's good. It just means Florida's good. And we'll get to the AP poll, I promise. But just know that Ole Miss has a legitimate Heisman candidate. And I'm going to go out on a limb. Not that this is really a limb. But I'm willing to bet you that this talk goes away. That Ole Miss gets run and looks awful when they play Alabama this week. I think we're talking next Monday when we're doing this show and I'm telling you about Heisman candidates. I think the story's a little bit different now. I think I'm telling you that Bryce Young is the favorite after 1 week, after dueling with Matt Corral and making Ole Miss look bad, shredding that Ole Miss defense and blah, 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 blah. Ole Miss isn't tested. Ole Miss hasn't played anybody. Bama has played two teams in the top 15 at the time that they played them. They're battle tested. They're ready. You think Bama is scared of Ole Miss having already played Florida and having already played Miami? Hell no. And it's Bama. So if you're an Ole Miss fan, I hope you enjoyed this 3-game stretch where everyone fell in love with you and you became the talk of the town, so to speak. It ends this week, I believe. Eric says Alabama should be on upset alert. Ole Miss can score and Alabama has O'Brien in control of the offense. I understand Miami sucks. I told you that going into that game. Remember? Because on Sports Right, they were trying to tell me it was a trap game. I'm like, this is not a trap game. Miami was not a trap game for Bama at all. None of these games are trap games for Bama. And I'm not putting Bama on upset alert against Ole Miss at all. You guys are talking about this Bill O'Brien and the offense and this, that, and the other. It's great. Nick Saban is Lane Kiffin's daddy in every sense of the word. This will be close for a half, and then it will get absolutely out of control in the second half. Ben says Billy O will be the downfall of Bama's offense being mediocre. Here's the problem. Yeah. Death, taxes, and Bama. That's right. Here's the thing. Even if Bill O'Brien manages to make Alabama's offense look meh, do you understand that Alabama's meh is everybody's greatness and excellence? And you still got to deal with Alabama on defense. And regardless of play calling, Alabama still has superior athletes to just about everybody in this country. Clemson is ass this year. Clemson sitting at 2-2, barely hanging on to the top 25 at 25. Clemson is ass. Ohio State has a ton of problems. Georgia, okay. When you start seeing, you know what? I was gonna do it till later, but fuck it, we're talking about it now. Let's get into the AP poll. We're here. We might as well do it just because we had the last. There's no rules. We do what we want on this show, right? We can do this how we want. Let's get into this. Zoom out. Here's your AP top 25. Bama 1, Georgia 2, Oregon 3, Penn State 4, Iowa 5, Penn State jumped up 2 spots. OU is at 6 and fell 2 spots. Cincinnati 7, Arkansas 8, Notre Dame 9, Florida 10. When you look at this, I ask you, deckheads, what team on here scares Bama? Serious question. What team on this top 10 scares Bama? I mean, Ole Miss is 12. Fantastic. But there is no team in this top 15, for that matter, that scares Bama. So you can talk about Bama being, bad offensively because of Bill O'Brien, but they've managed to beat 2 teams that existed in the realm of the top 15 when they beat them. One was 14, one was 11. Florida at 10 could probably beat half of the top 10. Florida's that good. And they proved it. I think you guys, until Bama legitimately falls off. Here's the thing. And I'm not defending Bill O'Brien. I think he's ass as a coach and a GM and maybe even an OC and a coordinator. I don't like the dude. Bama legitimately has the best athletes in the company 3 deep. 3 deep. You could run Bama's second team out. The entire second team. Not just here and there, one guy. I'm telling you, you could run Bama's entire second team out, and I would still wager that they might not only lose but 1 game the entire season. Because they're gonna lose a game. I just don't think it's Ole Miss. Ole Miss hadn't played anybody. And you guys are gonna be feeling pretty bad when Ole Miss ends up losing 2 or 3 games once they start SEC play. They haven't started SEC play yet. Yeah, exactly, Sean. And I don't even like Bama. I love CC. I do. And she's a Bama fan. This is Bama we're talking about. And I feel like everybody's like, oh, Ole Miss. What is the line? I'm curious as to what the line is. Let's just go find out. Let's go look at Bama. So Bama has beaten Miami, Mercer, Florida, and USM. And they got Ole Miss. Look, 81% matchup predictor says Bama wins. Bama is favored by 2 touchdowns. And by the way, it's a home game for Bama. I have watched Bama this year, Walt. I absolutely have. I watched that Miami game. I watched that Florida game. I mean, they're putting up 46 a game. They're allowing 17. And look, Ole Miss is putting up 52 and allowing 20. So you might be like, look at that. Total yards, huh? Go back and look at the schedules. Ole Miss is doing that against what? Tulane? Ooh. Bama did it against 2 top 15 teams. Look at right here. Look, Linda, listen, Linda. Louisville, App State, and Tulane. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-fucking-do. They put up 44 against Miami, who everyone was like, man, watch out for Miami, the Derek King and blah, blah. Okay. And they put up 31 against a damn good Florida team. In fact, chat, everybody, if Florida was playing Ole Miss on Saturday, give me Florida. Give me Florida. They're a much better football team than Ole Miss. They should have beat Bama. That's how good Florida is. But Bama is Bama. What is this? Virginia Button, we said Bama had 3 3-and-outs for the first time in 10 years. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? No one gave a chance to Florida, and if not by a stupid 2-point call, they might have lost that game. I know, but it's Bama. Yeah, Noak said OU's 3 possessions away from being in. Yeah, that's the other thing. Let me get back to the rankings here. It's top 25. I do need to zoom out. I need to talk about my ass Texas Aggies. Fell 8 spots to number 15. I knew this would happen. I knew. Marsha, what's up, girl? I told you guys at the beginning of the year when A&M was ranked 6. That's the kiss of death for this team. They need to go into the season ranked 20th, and then it won't be disappointing. But the fact that they were ranked so high, and they looked so bad all year, and then people tried to convince me that New Mexico game when it was 34-0, that maybe Calzada is actually pretty good. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. I said quarterback play was going to be the death of this team. But apparently, maybe I wasn't wrong. Calzada looked bad. This Aggie team they have a ton of talent defensively. But they're going to go as far as their quarterback play will get them. A-Chain, Spiller, fantastic. Love it. Great. This right here is the problem. This right here is the issue. A 29-9 QBR. No touchdowns, 1 interception, 151 yards. This is the problem. Now, that Arkansas defense was a problem too. That Arkansas defense was an issue. Arkansas doesn't know they're supposed to be bad. That's part of the scary deal. They've got talent. But they don't know that they're supposed to be bad. And that kid Jefferson getting hurt, though, that could be an issue for them going forward if he's not healthy. But yeah, A&M started the season at 6, and I told you guys they would end it at 15 or less. Already at 15. And Keene going out didn't help, but Calzada's just not it. As soon as I watched him, I was like, nope, that kid ain't it. So this is what you deal with. Zoom out. Now, I'm seeing in the chat, I thought the 3 and out was interesting. Wasn't trying to argue with Barry saying how good Bam is. Oh, yeah. Because of Bill come on. Are you surprised, VB? Are you surprised with Bill O'Brien running the offense? I'm just saying they have enough talent to overcome Bill O'Brien's dumbass. That was my point. Yeah. And I would agree. Arkansas looks scary good. 20 against that Aggies defense. That's a good Aggies defense, man. That is a good Aggies defense. In fact, that might be the only thing good. Spiller and the Aggies defense is pretty much it right now. So I'm seeing in the chat, Michael Caravantes said Josh Gordon signing with KC. Chris Davis says Josh Gordon is signing with KC. Now, I don't know that to be the case. I trust those guys. Those guys aren't folks that are going to come into the chat and troll and make shit up. Oh, look here. I'm even on the front page. A&M's troubles, a wide open playoff race and more week 4 takeaways. A&M's troubles is their quarterback play. I've been saying that all year. Let's take to Twitter. Let's see, Twitter. Let's see. Who we using? Shefty? Adam Schefter. Yep. So Schefter just tweeted out Josh Norman in a Kansas City jersey and said, coming soon. And then here's a tweet. Former All-Pro wide receiver Josh Gordon, who's being reinstated, is planning to sign with Kansas City. Sources tell ESPN his agent, Eric Doan. See, there we go. Doan, Dune, and Matt least lost. Fuck. Eric and Matt confirmed Gordon is headed to Kansas City. Interesting that he's going to KC. I think that's a solid locker room. You don't have to worry about chemistry in KC. Another weapon for that Kansas City offense. Is there enough ball to go around? Is Josh Gordon going to be okay with being not the second option, not the third option, maybe not even the fourth option, right? I mean, you're going to go Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You might just run it with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Gordon's going to be a guy. Gordon's going to be insurance. He's depth. The chemistry should be good in the locker room enough to fade it if he becomes a problem. But this doesn't fix KC, by the way. This doesn't fix their woes. They're 1-2 right now. They've beat the Browns and lost to the Ravens and the Chargers. Pretty good. It's the first time I've really ever sat down and really watched Justin Herbert play football. Man, that West Coast thing. Those kids, some of those folks out there fly under the radar when you don't watch them. That kid was balling on Sunday. I've watched him, but I wouldn't say studied him, but I was like, let's just see. Let's just find out what this kid is doing in the NFL. Pretty goddamn, his poise, his decision-making, his leadership abilities, the way that he handled the game, the flow of the game, reads, progressions, how he handled himself, acquitted himself in the pocket. Pretty damn impressive, man. Has some touch on his ball, big arm. Man. We're all talking about all these other rookie quarterbacks and all these others, but if it wasn't the Chargers out in L.A. on the West Coast, he might be getting a lot more love than he's getting. And he gets a pretty fair amount of run. But back to KC. This doesn't fix KC. KC is broke because their defense is ass. Trash, garbage, whatever you want to say. And I think you heard people coming out of the end of last season's Super Bowl when the Bucs beat Kansas City. Did we see the blueprint on how to beat the Chiefs? And everybody was like, relax, it's the Chiefs. And they get by the Browns 33-29. And they lose to the Ravens, and then they lose to the Chargers, and now it's like, man, what's wrong with KC? Now they're just as equipped to go on a run and run the table and never lose again and finish 15-2. Absolutely. But if I'm KC, adding Josh Gordon was not on my priority list. Not even close. Donna said, to be honest, Mahomes didn't look real good yesterday. I agree. Didn't look great. The offense looks a little stagnant. I mean, they're going to go as far as Patrick Mahomes takes them, but they need a pass rush. They need some corners that can cover. They need folks that can tackle. They just look out of sorts. I almost want to say, I don't think this is a super talented defense, but I think that their coaching is an issue. Because when you see guys being confused on coverages, when you see guys not knowing where to be, which is occurring quite a bit, especially in that secondary, that's not just players not being great. That's coaching. And I talked about, I picked the Chiefs to win because I don't think the Chargers can beat them in the shootout. I don't think many teams in this league can. Well, the Chargers offense is pretty good. Justin Herbert acquitted himself well. And that Chargers defense did enough. Eric said that no-look pass on the long pass to Hill into double coverage needs to stop. Yeah, but if that no-look pass, if the receiver catches it, by the way, that really wasn't the fault of the pass or how it was thrown. You get your hands on it in the NFL, you got to catch it. That was on the receiver. I'm not blaming Patrick Mahomes for that. And here's the cautionary tale, Eric. You can't neuter Patrick Mahomes. You can't say, stop being a gunslinger. Stop taking risks. They wanted to do that with Brett Favre. You just can't do it with a guy like that. That's what got him here. If it's not working, you understand that. But let's be real. If the Chiefs defense doesn't give up 30, 24 in the NFL, that's deep. That should win you some football games. If you have a defense. I don't think the Chiefs offense is the issue. What's the box score in that? And we're going to go through all these games on the other side. I got to go pee real quick. Well, this will be one. We just won't review this game because we'll already covered it. But let's take a look-see at the box score here. Zoom out. What the hell? That's not the box score I wanted. That is not the box score I wanted. None of this is what I wanted. There, nope. God, son of a bitch. There it is. There you go. Mahomes was 27 of 44, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 64 QBR. Not great. Rushed for 45 yards. I'm going to tell you exactly what the issue was. For this Chiefs team right now, it's turnover. They're not winning the turnover battle. They're giving up the ball too much. Obviously, they don't lose that game last week if Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't fumble. They probably go on and win that game. But he fumbled. But you shouldn't be in that position anyways. If your defense could get a stop, it's not an issue. Yeah. You know what, House? You should be proud of your Vikings, buddy. They've been in every game, which is more than I can say for my Texans. But this right here is the problem. Tyreek Hill had a fumble that he lost. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a fumble that he lost. You obviously had the interceptions thrown, 2 of them. You can't give up the ball 4 times and win in the NFL. You can't give up the ball 4 times and win in the NFL. It just don't work like that. Look at that. And this wasn't like fumbles that weren't lost. This is lost. They lost these. You're giving away points. And I don't know points off turnovers what it was. I mean, we could go through the play-by-play and kind of figure that out. There we go. KC interception. Well, that led to a punt. Fumble led to a touchdown. Fumble led to a touchdown. I mean, you just gave up 14 points. So ball security is bigger than anything here. And you're putting a lot of pressure on an already bad defense if you're going to turn it over 4 times against a good team like the Chargers. Casey's going to be fine. I promise you. And to quote the great Aaron Rodgers, does my hair look okay? I'm sorry. Relax. All right, I got to pee like bad. As House would say, I got to pee hard. It's so funny. I was watching your stream last night after you were done, House. Good stuff, buddy. Keep it up. All right, I'm going to go to the restroom. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab me another Diet Coke. When we come back, we're just going to run through the schedule in the NFL. I'm going to get your opinions, good and bad and otherwise. I'll give you my opinions, good, bad, and otherwise. We'll just talk football and hang out like we always do on a Monday. This is Barry on Deck. Do me a favor. Go tell a friend. I used to say that, and you guys didn't do that, and I was thinking about that. You know, if you just sent the link to one sports fan and said, yo, you should watch this if you like sports. This dude is so handsome and amazing and great. Just, you know, lie a little. Go tell a friend. I'll be back. You'll be back. 5 minutes or less, or it's free. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. See you in a sec. Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did, those of you that didn't, you know what it is. You can go bleep, blah, bleep. Go pleasure yourself. I just say, Nora's home. She was doing her CPR today, as nurses have to do, as nurses are required to do. And she told me she had to do CPR, but I didn't know when and what time. And I don't know if this mic is muted. It's supposed to be muted when I go to break in case I fart or, have to get on the phone or whatever. And I didn't know that my wife was home. I went and I peed because I had to pee so bad. And then I was going to go get another refreshing beverage. And as I walk around the corner to head to the kitchen, someone is standing behind the wall, hiding. And I don't recognize that it's my wife for a split second. And I just look and I'm like, there's someone in the fucking house. In my mind, I'm like, oh my God. And we locked eyes, and it was like a beat, just a quick little beat. And in my mind, my first thought was, what the fuck? And then she looked at me and goes, rah! And scared the ever-living shit out of me. And I even saw her. Like, I was like, there's someone in my house. That's my wife. Rah! Ah! It all just happened too fast. I did not shart myself a bit. I handled it well. I handled it like a man would. I jumped back and I just screamed like a girl. Like any normal man. This is my wife. Always fucking. And I told her, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back. I'm going to get you back. But I always scare her. Like if she's, especially when she's in the shower, that's the easiest place to scare the shit out of her. And just like, I can sneak in because she's always got her music on. And she's fucking singing. And I'm walking in, I'm like, what are you doing, babes? Ah! I mean, I should not have been scared. Because I literally, for like a fraction of a second, I was like, my wife. Intruder! Okay. Guys, let's not encourage this in the chat. Go, Nora. I'm going to need you to shut up, Marsha. All right, back to the NFL and our box score. Zoom out. Our perusal of the scores. Let's go through the schedule. Let's chat. We're going to get to that. We'll get to that Cowboys game. We've already talked Panthers. Don't look now. Everybody, Bill's becoming the talk of the town just like that. Allen balled out again, 358 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 84 QBR, no interceptions. 122 yards rushing. And look, usually if you're going to get over 100 yards rushing in the NFL, you're good with that. But if it's Buffalo, you assume that some of that came from Josh Allen himself. Au contraire, mon frere. He only had 4 carries for 9 yards. That was all the doings of Moss and Singletary. And and Trubisky. What? It's weird when you see Cole Beasley, the leading receiver for the Buffalo football Bills. But yeah, Buffalo putting that stank on Washington, who now falls to 1-2. Bills now 2-1. And they lost to the Steelers, which looking back now looks like an ass loss. I mean, ass loss. Because the Steelers are garbage. Sorry, Justin Kelm. I know you're a big-time Pittsburgh fan. What up, Ben? We're good, buddy. I hope you're good, too. But yeah, Bills roll over. Okay, I should probably calm down. It's Washington, but they made Dolphins look bad. They're going to get this dub against the Texans. Bills going to start off 3-1. Looking pretty potent, though. Looking pretty potent. Browns, Bears. You really can't judge. Katie said, "Go Bills." Yeah, Rams are really scary. Oof. Total Dallas left Beasley on the bench. I mean, who would blame you? But okay. I don't want to judge the Browns off of what we saw. I certainly would judge the Bears. I know, Marty. Marty's a big Bears fan. We have several Bears fans here in the Barry on Deck community. Mark, Marty. The Bears. Cleveland had 9 sacks as a team. Nine sacks. Myles Garrett had 4.5. Do you remember? You remember when everyone was like, we want Justin Fields. Screw Andy Dalton. We want Justin Fields. Even I was like, okay, it's Andy Dalton. We know he's not going to be good. Let's just get Justin Fields in and see the experiment and let's. Shit. Look at that QBR. Look at that QBR. My guy put up a 6. A 6. A 6. They had 68 yards passing, 46 yards rushing. If you look at the team stats, they had a total of 47 yards. Can I share with you maybe the craziest statistic of Sunday? The Bears put up 47 yards of total offense. Total offense. They had 1 yard net passing. 1 yard net passing.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
How the fuck do you get 1 net yard of? I'll tell you how. You give up 9 sacks. You get a rookie quarterback that maybe wasn't ready after all. Even that shows you right there. That shows you right there why you don't let the fans make the decisions. Fans yelling, go for it on 4th down. Fans yelling, we want Justin Fields. Careful what you wish for, folks. 1 yard net passing, 46 yards rushing, combined for 47 total yards of offense. Do you understand? And this was the craziest stat. Do you understand that Justin Tucker's field goal was longer than the entire offensive output for the Bears in a game? He kicked a 66-yard field goal. The Bears put up 47 yards of total offense. That means that the Bears' entire offensive output fit within the confines of the length of the field goal that Tucker hit to win the game for the Ravens. All of their drives for an entire NFL game, 4 quarters of professional football, would fit net yards into that one kick. What? That is a level of ineptitude, whatever. I don't know that I've seen in quite a long time. 1 yard passing. 1 yard. Holy shit. The crazy thing, no interceptions. What? He only threw 6 passes. Well, he only completed 6 passes. He had 20 attempts, 6 completions, no interceptions. But the 9 sacks tells you a couple things. The 9 sacks tells you that offensive line is ass. The 9 sacks tells you defense Cleveland's defense is good, really good. The 9 sacks also tells you that Fields isn't reading progressions and making decisions as quick as he needs to in the NFL yet. He'll probably get there, maybe, you hope. But all that combined equals 1 net yard passing. Walt said there's no way they should have run that many passing plays with only a 5-man protection. I mean, listen, you're letting Trevor Lawrence do it. You're letting Zach Wilson do it. You got to run your offense. You definitely got to run. They even talked about in San Francisco where, yeah, they dumbed it down for Trey Lance, and Garoppolo actually appreciated that and liked it. I heard him mention that on the broadcast last night. But you can't get to where you're like, what are you going to run jumbo packages just because Fields is bad? I don't think so. Mark said he had a couple throws that should have been picked. Well, this is the one game I wasn't going to watch for sure. But, I mean, Browns are, you'd like to see, well, look, I said as much. These are two good defenses. The difference in this game was the fact that Cleveland's offense was good and the Bears wasn't. And that kind of proved to be the case. I didn't think it would be that bad for sure. I thought Justin Fields might acquit himself decently to his opportunity. He did not. Alex said it's hard to throw from your back. Amen to that. Amen to that. But I heard somebody say Cleveland might be the deepest team in the NFL from a talent perspective. And at first I was like, no way. Maybe they are. I mean, they're too deep at running back. Baker Mayfield is above average to good. He didn't have a great game. He did what he was supposed to do. Defensively, I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are. Who knows? So that was the Bears-Browns game. Let's see here. Ravens-Lions. The game that should not have been the way it went. I feel bad for the Lions. They lose to the Niners 41-33. Look good for a half against the Packers. Dan Campbell's got them motivated, they're outgunned and outmatched in every conceivable way. And technically, if we're being honest, they should have beat the Ravens. That should have been a 71-yard field goal attempt for Justin Tucker, not a 66-yard field goal attempt. Because as I'm sure by now you've heard, they got a couple of extra ticks on the clock. There was on the play leading up to the kick, which by the way, they threw it out of bounds. Lamar Jackson throws it out of bounds instead of just spiking it to kick the field goal. There was video that's been floating around and everywhere, and you can clearly see that the way that it's supposed to work, and they talked about this on the broadcast, but just in general, I think a lot of people assume once the clock immediately hits 0 that that's a delay of game penalty, but that's not actually the case, because if you think about it in terms of counting down, when you go from 1 second to 0 seconds, there is a countdown of 1.9, 0.8, 0.76, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 seconds. So there's that, and it's literally an extra beat, an extra second. So if you're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, snap. That's the rhythm of how it should go. And if you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, snap, snap. If you say snap twice, which is exactly what happened, or if you get to 2 beats like that and the ball still has, that's a penalty. That is definitely a delay of game. And the way that the one of the old referees that's retired now described it as, the back judge looks at the numbers as it counts down to 0. He goes from looking at the clock 0, and then he looks at the ball. And if the ball is not snapped or immediately snapped when he lays eyes on the ball, then he gets ready to throw the flag for the delay of game. And that's not even a full second, but that's how they determine it. This was literally 2 to 3 beats, upwards of an actual 2-second difference between 0 and the ball being snapped. They got a free play. And if you're a Ravens fan, shock, you got a gift from the NFL. And I suspect that the NFL will come up and own it and say, we made a mistake. They won't fix it. You think they're going to wipe off that kick? But that kick should have never happened. That kick should not have been. That should have been a 71-yard field goal, which means that would have been a Hail Mary. But instead, they get one shot at it, and Justin Tucker barely. I mean, the kick actually hits, and when you think about the amount of luck involved in all this, the getting the snap off and not being called a penalty, and then the ball hitting the crossbar, and it could have bounced forward just as easily as it could have bounced over and in. And it did, and it was quite the bounce because it actually hit the net on the bounce. And I thought this was fascinating too, and I don't have the kick on video, but they were talking about the fact that somebody pointed out he took an extra little crow's hop in there before he kicked just to give him a little extra juice. I was like, how's that? Is that okay? I was thinking about this, and I'm curious what you guys think or say. You think there will ever be a 70-yard field goal in the NFL? Here's what I think would have to happen. One, you'd have to have an extra step or so, like running up to the ball to do it, because you're only talking about 4 more yards. But if Justin Tucker hits the crossbar, that's probably about the extent of it. Now, you might get a stronger guy or whatever. But it's almost like at some point, there's just the limit of human ability, right? What's that limit going to be? 66, 67, 70? No way we ever see a 75-yard field goal, right? I mean, you would have to literally start running at the goal line, and then it's just going to be blocked. I don't know. Katie says the Lions are cursed by ownership. The dude got booed. They had some sort of ceremony on the field, and the Lions fans were just booing the absolute shit out of him. I would too. Yeah, that's what they said. Somebody, Total Dallas said the hop was because he missed from 65 in warmups. That's what they were saying. Is that if you go back and watch the video, and I didn't grab it, but he's lined up, and the little crow hop was to give him a little extra momentum and leverage because he had missed from 65 in warmups. And so they likened it to an outfielder in baseball using a crow hop to get a little more momentum on his throw. Pretty interesting. Yeah, that's the thing, Joe Pro, but that's what I'm saying. But there's a point. There's nobody is kicking a 100-yard field goal. That's just nobody's doing that, right? Nobody is kicking a field goal from their own 10. This is not going to happen unless football becomes played on the field by robots. But there is a limit to human ability. Now, have we seen it yet? Is 66 it? Because that was barely it. But you feel like maybe a former soccer guy with some thick-ass legs, thick with 2 C's. But what's that going to be? I see, that's the kind of shit that I think about. It's kind of nerdy. I'm like, is this it? Have we seen? Is this it? 70. I've seen @destroying kick helium-filled ball 70 on YouTube. That's a helium-filled ball, though. They ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. The kid from Class Act was booming kicks. Shut up. Virginia Button, we said, why don't they have a computer to give them a button that it's delay of game? you kind of feel like they could light something up or the scoreboard would light up and then they could call it that way and just compare it. Do you think now, too, that they'll go back and make this reviewable on game winners? I don't know. Yes, you can. It's going to be interesting. All right, so Ravens squeak by the Lions 19-17. Dan Campbell doesn't get a win. Next up, I thought this was the Love Ya Blue game. They just wore them same old whack-ass Titans uniforms. But the Titans zoom out. Beat the Colts in a division game, 25-16. Tannehill throws for 197, goes 3-2 with a QBR of 82. Carson Wentz, with his two bum-ass ankles, goes 19-37, 194, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Sacked twice, QBR of 38. Colts just really never get anything going. Tennessee getting Derrick Henry going again, 113 yards. Tannehill rushes for 56. I didn't watch this game, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I did and comment on it. Noak said they saw your show before the game, Barry, and decided not to wear the Love You. But good. Oh, ho-ass bitches. Yeah, this is one of those games I just didn't care for, didn't watch, mostly because they make me angry. It looks like it was a pretty boring game, honestly. Just based on these numbers. Celio said Henry trucking Leonard like he was a 180-pound DB was gold. I would like to have seen that. Yeah, I didn't watch this. Anybody watch this game? Any thoughts on this game? Wentz is overrated. He been overrated. Of course, I'll say this, though. I got to eat a little crow, and we can get to it. Fuck this Titans game. Oh, good, it was. No, it's not next. Well, we did that one already. So let's do this one. Say Wentz is overrated, and nobody watched this trash. Fact. I think that was my thought process on a lot of these, the movement of quarterbacks around the league, right? Like Jared Goff being traded for Matthew Stafford. Look, we know what these guys are. Goff fell out of favor in LA. Should have been a better offense than it was under him. Flamed out. Send him to Detroit. Maybe he'll make a difference. Maybe a fresh start for Matthew Stafford makes a difference. We knew he was a good quarterback, but you had one of the best receivers ever in football. Was that why he looked better than he was? Because, the Lions were the Lions. And then Wentz, and you get all these names just kind of moving about. It's that shell game in the NFL where they just move names around, whether it be head coaches or quarterbacks or whatever. And it was like, okay, I've seen all this, zoom out. And then Matthew Stafford goes to LA, and he is absolutely setting the NFL on fire right now. Absolutely setting the NFL on fire. And how much of that is Sean McVay? How much of that is that Los Angeles team? I mean, look, they grabbed Sony Michel because of injuries, and he rushes for 67 yards. So it's not like it's a vaunted Rams rushing attack. But that defense is good. It's really, really good. Obviously, Aaron Donald, the anchor of that defensive line. That defense is good. It's a good secondary. It's a good front seven. They've got a good pass rush. They're coached up well. And Matthew Stafford is playing really, really well. And you don't look at you don't look at this receiving core and this doesn't strike fear in your heart, right? Deshaun Jackson, we know who that is. We know he's a speedster, okay, but dude look at his regular season stats. 5 catches for 7 yards. And then you think about, well, okay, so he led the team in receiving. Kupp, 9 catches for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, like, this is, you can look at this offense, you can look at, but what stands out is it's not the run game. The receiving core, it feels like they're all the beneficiary of one guy, Matthew Stafford. Like, that dude, along with that defense, playing out of their minds. And there's still time for this to come crashing down. It's the NFL. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and tell you that. I mean, I just saw somebody say Matthew Stafford MVP. Through 3 games, sure. Am I prepared to say Matthew Stafford's going to be the MVP of the NFL for 2021? No, I'm not. But through 3 games, yeah. Okay. Who else you going with? Tom Brady. Guys, this is what you need to know about this Rams defense. Look at that. Think about this for a second, folks. Tom Brady led the Tampa Bay Bucks offense in rushing. I wonder how many times in his career Tom Brady has been the leading rusher on his team. I didn't even realize that until I just looked at this box score. I watched some of this game. I watched a lot of this game. I didn't even realize it until looking at this box score that Tom Brady was the leading rusher. That is ass. Tampa going to have to get more out of Fournette. If I'm Tampa, man, I'm looking at the market for a running back. You got all this, and man, 432 yards passing. Okay, I get it. You trust Tom Brady. You got your receiving core as your strength. But if you get so one-dimensional against a defense as good as the Rams, they're going to figure it out. How do you not run the ball more than what they did? How does Tom Brady lead any team in the NFL in rushing? Any team. Don't give a shit who it is. My goodness. Combined, Jones and Fournette had 5 more yards than Brady did on the ground in 9 carries. That's how bad this was. And again, that's how good this Rams defense really is. Jalen Ramsey out there holding it down. That's what I find is interesting is you're big. I mean, look, if you want to beat the Rams, to me, the thought process is, well, we don't want Aaron Donald getting loose and getting after Tom Brady. We know Jalen Ramsey's still a lockdown corner. He's still really good. So let's throw for 500 yards. Man, how about you run at Aaron Donald, not away from him, or try to just, throw the ball a million times? How about you don't throw at Jalen Ramsey? You run I just don't understand. And I get it that Rams front 7 is good. I understand. But if the Bucs offense is going to be that one-dimensional against good defenses, they ain't repeating. They are not repeating. They're going to have to get some help. And Fournette is going to have to step up. They need a running back desperately. Yeah, Amos said it looks like they had no intentions of running the ball much. Apparently not. Apparently they thought they could pick apart that Rams defense with Tom Brady. Rev said, is the transition new or am I just noticing it very smooth? It's been around for a while. It's been here for a bit. Thank you. BB said Bucks and 6. Walt said 9 handoffs between 2 running backs will never get a running game rhythm. Hell no. They literally, I mean, dude, all you got to see is 55 pass attempts to know what their game plan was. They felt like they could pick apart that Rams secondary, I guess. I have no idea. But, I mean, you deserve to lose the game if Tom Brady's your leading rusher. Period. Purred, point blank. Point blank, purred. There's your whole box score. So Bucks lay an egg. Brady looks stunned on the sidelines. A lot of stunned studs, I guess you could say, in the NFL. Remember that you got that KC game with Mahomes looking like. You got Brady shaking his head. Shit happens, man. Shit absolutely happens. Let's see. We only got 15 minutes left in the show. We talked Chargers, Chiefs already. Let's talk a little Saints, huh? Saints fans, where you at? Stand up, Saints fans. Stand up. Saints fans sitting at 2-1 got to be feeling pretty good right about now. Jameis Winston out here throwing the ball. Oh, shit. That's not very good. 128 yards. Well, at least, though, they had a 100-yard rusher. Alvin Kamara, he got 89. That ain't bad. Oh, you had a 100 yards receiver. Listen, Mac Jones' ass. The Patriots aren't the Patriots. And I really would have thought that this Patriots defense would have acquitted itself much better than it has so far, because I get it. Their offense is going to be bad. No Tom Brady. I get it. But that Patriots defense, you expected more out of it. It's still a Bill Belichick coached defense. They got nothing. Nothing. Gave up 28. Now, I didn't watch the game. Was there, I wonder how many, let's go look at the play-by-play, because I want to see how many of these points came off of turnovers. So that's a punt touchdown. Saints missed a field goal. Oh, blocked punt, missed field goal. Damn, interception to a touchdown. So there you go. There's the Saints defense turning a turnover into a touchdown. Okay? That's the recipe. Interception, punt, field goal, punt. Oh, was that a return? Yeah. Oof. So Saints offense Saints defense put put 7 on the board. Well, that would explain it. This Saints team, obviously, not a COVID cough, only going as far as that defense is going to take them, it looks like. And I know, okay, so it was a pick 6. That's what it looked like. You got to get better play out of Jameis. Now, thankfully, no interceptions. That's a start. He didn't hurt you. It looked like he had just a manageable game. But what are you thinking, Saints fans? I'm interested. Because what I see a defense that has no help offensively that looks like, hey, we put up a fourth of our points against a rookie QB that's out of his league right now. Is the Saints O-line banged up? I didn't know that. Amos said Saints defense is legit. Yeah, which I knew. I saw that in week 1. You could watch that Saints. I watched it in week 1. And I said, Saints defense is going to be trouble. That offense is going to be in trouble. Jameis that's another one of those names, right? Goff, Stafford, Wentz, Winston. We've seen these. We've seen this. And I know Walt will argue with me until the cows come home that Winston was a MVP candidate in Tampa. Okay, but he's not there anymore. And can one of the Saints fans, and maybe it's just the ineptness of the O-line at this point because they're thin because of injury, but what the fuck is wrong with Alvin Kamara? What happened to this dude? There would not be a game that would go by where Alvin Kamara wouldn't have 150. 100 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving. What's wrong with this dude? Saints need to figure it out. And I know that they all thought that Sean Payton would just magically make this offense better, but if you don't have the caliber of player on the front line, at quarterback, and maybe your running back's falling off, thank God their defense is good, because the Saints might be 0-3 right now. But instead, they're 2-1. But their fan base, like Walt says they're a 500 team. See. VB seems to think it's the nose piercings. That's the problem with Kamara. Celio says Saints D was good last year, too. They got as far as they did with the mediocre Breeze dumping off to Kamara. Unfortunately, Jameis is worse. You a Saints fan, Celio? All those check down throws get caught over the years made him so much better because of how he could create in space. Yeah, but run that, though, right? Like, if that's the case, Noakes, if you're right, and you might be, if this is all just, if that was all Drew Brees, because we knew Drew Brees wasn't throwing the deep ball. That was a point of contention made, kind of like when Peyton ended up in Denver, and every throw he threw looked like a wounded duck. Peyton's not throwing deep balls. He's just moving the offense, managing the offense. The players around him are supporting him. If that was the case, let Jameis dump it down to Alvin Kamara and let him be Alvin Kamara again. If he's just creating in space, then do that. Oh, Celio said, I'm not a Saints fan. Dallas Cowboys for life, sir. My bad. Wide receiving core is not as good as they are King on Kamara. Walt said, AK should not be a feature back. Very few career 100-yard rushing games. Oh, I feel like there's more than just a very few. I feel like he always had, like I said, I feel like he had 150, like every single time. Let's see. Let's just pull up. Is last year's a good example? I guess so. I want to see his. No. I want to see his game log. There we go. Game log from last year. Here's his rushing yards: 89, 5, 83. I want 2020. Slow ass. Oh, man. Yeah, he just had the 100-yard rushing game. I'll be damned. It always felt like he was getting more than that. Well, and this wasn't the same Alvin Kamara that we saw his previous years. Let's see. What was his best year? Well, 2020 was his best year. I'll be damned. I really felt like that dude was a 100-yard rusher. Okay. Stand corrected. He's ass. Well, if that's the case, Saints are seriously need to figure some shit out. 2019? Okay, let's go check 2019. Let's see here. Game log. Oh shit, I'm over here clicking on the wrong screen like a dumbass. I have it in front of me, but it's actually the actual, like, you guys don't see it because you just see your screen, but for me, the web browser, I see what's on your screen in front of me, but the actual web browser is like over there. You don't really see it. So I have to go over here to click. That's why you always see me looking over here for shit. Game log of 2019. Still didn't have 100 yards rushing. Why did I think this dude was a 100-yard rusher? I should have known. I should have just listened to the Saints fan. Well, he knows better than me. My goodness. Hey, there he goes. He rattled off one. I'll be damned. He has 300-yard rushing games in his career. It felt like more. Am I crazy? Non-Saints fans that don't watch the team all the time. Didn't it feel like Kamara was like just go out and get you a smooth hundo and 50 on the ground or 50 through the air? Wow, what a weird perception I had and completely wrong. Completely off. What was the big deal about this guy then? Joe Pro said, in Walt we trust. Well, now let's settle down. I mean, it is his team, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I agree with everything Walt says. Walt has some cockamamie shit that he comes up with, okay? Okay. Walt knows his shit, don't get me wrong. Walt's one of the few people that actually, when he said stuff, he sounds like and he knows what he's talking about. Because some folks will just say things and you're like, what the fuck? Walt knows his shit, but Walt has some cockamamie shit that he'll say too. So we all do. Walt said, I don't have a team. You a goddamn lie, Walt. You are a goddamn lie. See? That's some cockamamie shit right there. Cockamamie shit. Walt is the truth. All right. Are we just all going to suck Walt's dick in the chat? When did this turn into Walt's OnlyFans? You guys are getting weird. I think it's a little skewed, average under 20 career a game. What is that? Danny Dan said, I think it's a little skewed. Dude averages under 20 carries a game. Oh, well, no, okay. That could be. Brandon says he breaks a lot of tackles and rarely takes big hits while producing all-purpose yards. Okay. Yeah, and VB, what does, tell us what Walt tastes like. All right. Did we miss any games? We got to hurry. We're 5 minutes left in the program. That flew by the way. Absolutely flew by. We didn't get to do the quiz. We did get some college football in, so that's good. We didn't get to preview tonight's game. Who you got? Chat? Eagles, Cowboys. Who you got? I think I picked them boys, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even remember who the fuck my pick was. Cowboys, baby. Well, yeah, but you're picking with your heart, not with your head. Monday Night Football preview. Probably Cowboys, but close. Okay. Yeah, let's go look at the schedule. Let's check the schedule. Also, I'm going to see who I chose. I'm 99.999% sure. Well, I'm so mad I'm losing the fucking pick 'em on CW39. I should be better than that. I should be a lot better than that, but getting beat by the fucking traffic guy over there. That's embarrassing as fuck. By one. Yeah, I'm picked them boys. Better have picked them boys. Make it a chat mad. Here's your zoom out. That's me talking to Siri. Yes. CC, no, I'm super surprised you have the Cowboys. Marty has the Eagles. Donna's going Cowboys because she loves her boo-boo. CC. Wallace said, fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be watching that Manning boys, too. Hell yeah. That's the only way to watch the game. Walt, you need to try it, buddy. I'm telling you. Justin said the real winners tonight are those people who don't have to watch. Oh, boo. Total Dallas says Dallas. I'm surprised. Philip Barnard's going Dallas. Frank Ruiz said Dallas. Let's see what matchup predictors. Cowboys have a 67.3% chance of winning the ball game. Favored by 3.5 at home. Neutral site, they'd be favored by a half point. Over under at 51.5. Both teams 1-1. Here's the injury report. Let's see. Brandon Brooks out. Boston Scott, Davion Taylor questionable. Jordan Mailata out. Rodney McLeod out. Donovan Wilson doubtful. So let's see here. Here's the way I do this, right? So if you look at Cowboys giving up 24, Eagles scoring 21. All right. It tells you that probably put up between 21, 23, 24 points, something like that, about what the Cowboys give up. Eagles only allow an 11 a game. Cowboys scoring 24. Now, the Cowboys, you got to take into account Cowboys offense a little bit better than what the Eagles have faced so far. Who have they played? They played the Falcons, who scored 6 points. That Niners offense sputtered a little bit, 17 points. So, okay. So I would say this probably ends up being actually pretty close. I'm going to say 24-21 Cowboys. Basically what this is, this right here. But only because of this. And actually, let's see here. I've already done it. I want to show you guys what my little spreadsheet looks like. I'm doing it for next week. This isn't this week's, but this is how I do. So like next week's, see there? Next week, who I got? Well, I won't have the Cowboys on yet because they haven't played. But for example, next week, Browns should beat the Vikings 27-24. Ish. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. So I'm going to go 24-21 Cowboys. But I'll be definitely watching the Manning broadcast. For sure. Hey, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My goal was to get to 4,000. I hit that goal, but I think a lot of those are bots because they don't actually watch the program. I'm adding like 15, 20 subscribers a day. The numbers aren't going up. So there's some follow bot bullshit. I don't know why people do that shit. Just leave me alone. Let me flounder in my numbers. But hit the subscribe button. Hit the like on the video. Thanks for hanging out with me while we talked NFL. We're going to do it all again tomorrow. Go grab a friend. Go tell a friend. Bring them to the show. I promise you. I won't be creepy. I mean, I'll be a little creepy. But I promise you, you bring a friend to this show and I'll make sure that they have fun. That I can do. All right, I'm going to go to the yard. I'm going to give me a cigar. Watch the Mannings call that Cowboys-Eagles game tonight on the back porch. You enjoy your night. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, be safe. Be kind. Most important, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. Making a YouTube video.